Back mathematicians, and we're picking up right where we left off in thinking blocks addition, and we are continuing to work on two-step comparison math story problems. And so we left off knowing that the sum of two numbers is 22, the bigger number is 15, and what is the difference between those two numbers? So we set up the first part of this problem in the last video, and then we were remembering that if we know that the sum of the two numbers is 22, that would mean the amount of the bigger number and the amount of the smaller number would equal 22. So I have to find the difference between 22 and 15, which I believe is going to be 7. Now, what I need to do is I need to find out that difference between the bigger number and the smaller number. We know our bigger number is 15. I know I'm going to have 7 here. So the difference must be 8. Now, what is the answer? Well, what is the question? The question is, what is the difference between the two numbers? What is the difference between the bigger number and the smaller number? So in this case, I believe it's going to be 8. All right, let's keep going.
It's time for the annual Galaxy game. Astro ran for 18 minutes in the first event. That was 13 more minutes than he ran in the second event. How many minutes in all?
All right, so Galaxy Games are taking place. Astro ran for 18 minutes in the first event. That was 13 more minutes than he ran in the second event. How many minutes in all? So, the first event we know is the event
Minutes first event.
that we believe was longer. Okay, or we know that he ran 18 minutes in the first event. That was 13 more minutes than he ran in the second event, which must mean that the second
Minutes
event
second event.
was shorter. So we're going to put less for the second event and more for the first event. All right, going back to our question, Astro ran 18 minutes in the first event. Here's the first event. That must mean we're going to put 18 right here. That was 13 more minutes than he ran in the second event. We don't know how many minutes he ran in the second event. We just know it was 13 more. He took the second event plus 13 more to meet the first event. We also don't know how many minutes he ran altogether. So I think our question marks go here. All right, so let's take a look. So now if we know that 18 minutes was the first event and it was 13 more minutes than the second event, then the mystery number here plus 13 must equal 18. So I believe that's going to be 5. But the question is, how many minutes in all did Astro run? Well, the first event he ran 18. The second event he ran 5. So I believe if I combine 18 and 5, I should get 23, which I believe is the total minutes that he ran for both events. All right. So there we go. And now Mrs. Hagedorn has finished out this game again. And you will notice your assignment is to play the game more than once. So we're going to refresh. And yes, we want to play it some more. And we're going to keep on going so that we can become stronger mathematicians. We'll see how long we can get before our video runs out.
It's time for the annual Galaxy game. Copper jumped for 27 minutes in the first event. That was 21 more minutes than he jumped in the second event. How many minutes in all?
How many minutes in all? So for the Galaxy Games again, Copper jumped 27 minutes in the first event. That was 21 more minutes than he jumped in the second event. All right, so first event.
Minutes first event.
Second event.
Minutes second event.
And I believe that he jumped in the first event more than the second event because it says 21 minutes more than the second event. So we're going to take a look. The second event we think is going to be less. As you know, we're probably going to start to run out of time. All right. He jumped for 27 minutes in the first event. And in the second event, we don't know how long he jumped, but we know it was 21 minutes more. And we still don't know how many minutes he participated. All right, so now here we have to find out the difference. To find 27, we know 21